Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 126 of a year of change. We are at the end of another week and 1 week left, roughly, until we do our first food tweak thing. So, yes, the end of our last one, sort of our last big hurrah. Not really last big hurrah because I don't want to sort of set forward that, let's take this week and eat as much salt as I can. But I've noticed I've sort of cut down a little bit over the past couple of weeks, sort of in preparation. I don't know if that's a subconscious thing, but I've been using a lot less salt on my food, but I think I've been eating a lot more foods that are higher in sodium. So we're going to go from there. I think what I'm probably going to end up doing actually is instead of doing month by month, because I think that's a little too broad, I think I will start by going week to week. We'll figure that out when the time comes. Not a lot happened this week. Once again, I always say that, but I just feel like there's not a lot going on. Things are kind of boring. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Actually, no. Wednesday was a little odd because Wednesday, I noticed that this week I've had like 2 or 3 days in a row where I'm really, really wanting to pig out a lot. And I don't know if that's the fact that I bought sausages and I've been pretty much living off those. I still haven't gone over my points. Skill points. I haven't gone over my skill points. I still have some left. So I'm going to throw some into lockpicking and then some in probably tumble, which is usually useless. 8 spot, listen, stuff like that. The important ones that you really need. Some of you aren't going to understand what the hell I'm talking about, but it's okay. Those of you that do, awesome. Anyway, I haven't gone over my calories. So at least there's that, but it's not really eating healthy the way I should. So Wednesday was actually really, really bad because I had just this intense, insane craving for junk food. I didn't care what it was. I just wanted something bad for me. And I knew that it was going to be really rough if I did that. So I actually was halfway home to try to find, or was I? No, because didn't have anything at home. I was halfway to the bulk store to go get stuff there. And I just said no. I can't do this. It's going to be bad because if I go in, I'm just going to buy everything and just eat. It's going to be very bad. So, turned around and went to the grocery store. Went in and got another one of those giant trays of grape tomatoes, and that's what I ate. It's still not great because, again, it's not a matter of me curbing that, I want something to snack on, so I should probably have a regular meal. And I ate a tremendous amount. I ate like half a box. So, that's probably, 30, 40 grape tomatoes, which is a lot, like 3, maybe 4 cups worth. Anyway, much better than getting pretzels or chocolate things or whatever. I did end up going later in the week and buying some stuff, but they're like each individual piece is like 25 calories. It's saltwater taffy, which I haven't had since I was a kid, so I bought some of that. But I could eat the entire bag and it's not going to put me over, so it's not that bad, which I haven't. It's lasted for 2 days now. And then those super, super sour Warhead things, which are about 15 calories a piece. They're just all sugar, which is not good. But if I have a really strong craving for something sour, I got some of those. And those have lasted for 2 days. I've only had 3 so far. They're much more sour than I remembered as a kid. I think these are actually new, considering from the time that I first tried them. I found that it has a pH of 1.6. Which is insanely acidic. So 3 was my limit. Now that's enough because I'm pretty sure that I'm bleeding. Actually, I did cut my tongue on one because they're just hard candy. It's just like boiled candy or something, and then they coat this with malic acid. So while I had the first one, then there was like an air pocket or something on the candy, and that melted through a little bit. And then when it went across my tongue, it started bleeding profusely at work. So, yeah, that was fun. Then I had 2 more, which didn't help things at all. When you put something with a pH of 1.6, I should say, because 1. Sulfuric acid has a pH of 1, just to give you an idea. So, when you have something of like a pH of 2 on an open cut in your face, it's not pleasant, but it tastes great. Anyway, so that was sort of skipped ahead back to Friday, so Wednesday. Thursday was not a pleasant day. I actually have a cheat sheet, all my stuff there. I did talk about it briefly on Friday, just saying how I was craving meat of some sort. I just wanted hamburgers and hot dogs and ribs and not barbecue stuff, but just meat of some sort, which I didn't indulge in, so that's fine. But Thursday, went to work, and I thought, okay, I just was in one of those moods. You don't want to do anything. You don't even really want to get out of bed for the day. So I went to work, not wanting to, and went to the top of the hill as per usual and walked down. And when I came down, I usually show up to work about an hour ahead of time. I just need to sort of get in that mental place. I don't go in and I work early. I just need to go get things set up, and then I can wander around. I don't like just going to work and jumping right into stuff. So I walk down the hill and get to the back parking lot right where the door is, and there are 3 parking spots available. So I'm debating, do I go back up now and then zip down here and park so I don't have to go anywhere? Do I wait till lunch and go up? Do I wait till the end of the day and go up? So I thought, you know what, I've got an hour. I'm going to go now. So went back up the hill, got in the car, came back down. As I'm going into the parking lot, I see 3 people getting out of their cars. They had taken all 3 spots in that short amount of time, which I probably should have known, because that's part of the reason why I was debating, was to whether or not someone's actually going to take the spot. So I thought, okay, no, it's all right. I get there in the afternoon, so some people are leaving. They're going on lunch. They're going on break, things like that. So we started driving around. And I knew that there was a spot over on the side that I had seen. So I zipped around to the side. Someone's getting out of their car there. So I zipped around to the front, and there's no spot there. Come back around. Anyway, circled 2 or 3 times before finally thinking, fuck it, going back up. So I went back up to the hill, parked up there, walked all the way back down. As I'm walking back down, getting to the spot where all the parking lot, or the back parking lot is again, someone's coming out of their parking space. So I said, screw it, I'll leave it up there. So I did 2 trips up the hill on Thursday. No, not by choice, really. Just more of it, well, a stupid choice, but a choice nonetheless. And then Friday, I was very tempted to say, look, I've gone up the hill twice on Thursday. I've gone up every day this week. I can just hold off on Friday. It should be fine. But, again, that's sort of a slippery slope to something else. So I went, no, going to go up the hill. So I went up the hill, did my stuff up there just same day. And Thursday just sort of chalk it up to an extra one. So I'm very much looking forward to getting to a point where I don't have to do that anymore. Because it's not really difficult anymore. I'm going up a lot quicker than I did before. And it's nice to have that sort of little extra bit of a walk. And I know that eventually I'm going to have to. But it's to a point now where I'm just like, I'm doing enough on my treadmill. I don't really want to do this. But in my head, I haven't hit that goal yet. I didn't want to go up and stop doing the hill purposefully until I hit 5 kilometers on my treadmill. So, which is weird because I'm at a spot now where I'm at 4.8 kilometers an hour, which for me is a pretty quick pace. It's not fast enough to jog or run or anything, but it's a little too quick to just walk. So you're sort of speed walking at this point, but because it's in that little weird zone, there are times I find I'm overstepping. There are times I find I'm falling back. It's been like a week or 2 weeks doing this. I still can't seem to get that right speed. So I'm going to up it again this week and see if I can, I don't know, do something else. But it's sort of speed walking at this point. And then once I hit 5, then I think I'll be okay with, if I get a spot down below, I won't purposely go back up the hill. Because I have done that as well. I've parked on either in the front parking lot or the back parking lot, and then walked up the hill and walked back on my lunch or just before work or whatever it is, just so that I still have that walk during the day, which is weird because I'm still doing the treadmill. But anyway, that's it. What else? I forgot about this. On Friday, yesterday, I had a really good conversation. Was revisiting sort of the same thing that we talked about on Tuesday with Beyond Rubenesque, with her video, saying that just different bullying stories. And there was someone that I work with, and she was sharing a story that she had experienced when she was growing up in Dubai. And we sort of just started talking back and forth and had a really good conversation all the way around just about bullying and growing up fat and how people view us and things like that, which of course starts spewing a bunch of random facts and everything else. Some stuff that I'm going to be visiting later on during the week, like the fact that we get paid less than normal sized people, just how we're viewed as being fat and lazy, and how it affects relationships, and how, just everything, every aspect of it. But it was an interesting conversation. nothing too inflammatory, things that way, but just sort of sharing back and forth different problems that they've had, and how they've reacted to it, and then how other people have reacted. And there was someone else that's there that she was fat when she was a kid, and then when she hit high school, then she sort of grew out of it. And since then, because she was just picked on so mercilessly when she was a kid, she now sort of has a habit of jumping in and defending people that are getting picked on. And she started that in high school and sort of continued on that way. So it was an interesting conversation all the way around. But that's pretty much it for the week. Again, had, throughout this entire week, I don't know if it's the fact that we sort of focused a lot on the addiction part of it. But this week has been really, really rough. I've just really wanted to buy lots of junk food and just say to hell with it. I don't want to track anything anymore, and things like that. But I've stuck with it. I don't know how much progress I'm going to make because I've been very, very close to my upper limit of calories every single day. I've still done the treadmill and everything else, but I haven't really been eating the healthy stuff. Yesterday, I was just really, really, really craving something like fish and chips, or I was going to end up getting, there's a place near me that makes really, really good lo mein noodles, and with beef and broccoli and everything else, but it's a gigantic portion, and it usually lasts for 3 or 4 meals. But it's very high in calories, and it's just like a cup is something like 400 or 500 calories, so it's very, very high. So I didn't really want to sort of indulge in that 1,000-calorie meal. So I was talking to another friend of mine, again, regarding this, and just sort of told them about the quote that we did yesterday, which is based off of something that Jerry Stahl said in his book, where it was sort of an adaptation of that I eat to kill the shame of the fact that I overeat. Something along those lines. And so it was just during that discussion that I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get that anymore. I'm going to go get something proper. It's not great. It's another one of those pita sandwich things, which is still a tremendous amount of food. It's, like the size of a sub, but it's more like 600 calories instead of, 1,000, which doesn't sound like a lot, but anyway, lots and lots of vegetables in it, things like that. So much better for me, I think, in my head anyway. I might be wrong. But just so, because I know I didn't want to eat something that's super, super greasy or like fish and chips or something like that. So, but I think I need to sort of, this week's been really rough that way. But things are better today. And I figure that I'm starting a new week. Tomorrow I'm going to sort of reset and say, okay, I haven't really been eating properly this week. Still under my calories, points again. But I want to get back to a point where I'm eating healthily and having my 3 regular small meals, because I've noticed that I haven't really been having breakfast as much. Just really like a coffee or something, and then later in the day I'll have something, and so need to get sort of back on track that way. Plus, at the beginning of next week, when I start in tweaking my sodium, I'm going to really need to pay much more attention to what I'm eating and when I'm eating and stuff like that to sort of keep things regulated that way. But that's it. That's all there is. No real risk of going over today. I'm going to be going out and seeing some friends of mine again. I found out I've got to do quite a bit of a drive to get there as well. But I'm not going to really sort of go back in and have a big old party or something. I've pretty much had my points. I keep calling them that. I've had my calories for the day, so we'll leave it at that. And really have no interest in just going out and drinking because I've got to drive back, and I don't want to go out and drink and then have to stay there until everything's all out of my system. So I'm just going to go out, spend some time with them there. There's going to be some people there I don't know, so I don't have to worry about eating in front of people. So I will just be coming back. So I'll grab a coffee or something on the way. But that's it. I was going to tell a story this week. I've got to sort of get back into that. I know I keep saying that over and over. But I want them to sort of be relatable to what we've been discussing throughout the week. And I don't really have anything other than, having those cravings, just like an addict. And there's nothing that really sort of jumps out saying, oh, I had to have this, so I ate 10,000 pounds of it, which is my life story from, birth up until 4 months ago. So there's nothing really spectacular there. But I do have a few that I'm going to be going through. One of them is just sort of how, like, maybe next week we're going to be talking a little bit about how we're seen, how we're treated by the public. Not necessarily bullying, but just those stereotypes and cliches that sort of, which come from the same source, by the way. Printing press. We'll get into that too. And I need to make sure that I'm actually making notes of this and saying, okay, yes, make sure that you talk about that. Because I find that there's quite a few videos that I've done that I've said, oh, don't worry, we'll address that later on. I've never talked about it again. So I should probably go back and get a little more organized that way and say, I missed talking about this and this and this. You keep promising these things and not delivering, which is not good. So same thing with the stories, because I still have a couple of really good ones. But next week I have one as well. It involves not exactly a restaurant, sort of a fast food. Anyway, we'll get to that later on next week. But right now, that's pretty much it. Just a quick update. I'm not sure what my progress is yet until tomorrow when I do my weigh-in. I'm not expecting too much, to be honest. As I say, I've been really close to my calories every day. I don't feel like I've made much progress. And to be honest with you, if I had to say, what do you think is going to happen when you do your weigh-in? I feel like I've gained. And logically, I don't think that I should, because I've been tracking everything properly. But it's that feeling that I feel like I'm heavier than I was last week. But I'll find out tomorrow and let you know. We'll figure out if I'm right, if I'm wrong, and what sort of happened. And if I have gained, then obviously I haven't been tracking properly, and maybe that's it. But I'm pretty sure I have. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll go from there. But for right now, that's it. So thank you very much for watching this video. And if you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.